Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that. Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
See, when you're in top shape, you give a straight 400, 500 straight punches, you don't even got a trip.
Fights that are never going to take place except somewhere in your mind. Floyd Mayweather's an all-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great.
To pass the torch. Nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford.
He took it.
Terence Crawford, at the very peak of his career and abilities, is no longer interested in rumors or endless discussions. During a live broadcast, he made his position completely clear and delivered a powerful message that left no room for doubt.
Do you beat Floyd, though? Who's beating me?
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore.
I'm not worried about all that, my man. Floyd is undefeated. Nobody can beat me.
You already know that, man.
Is Floyd better than you? You were there talking to. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
You knew I was gonna pull up.
This is far more than a simple challenge. It is a direct statement of intent. After building an impressive record filled with dominant victories over top-level opponents, Crawford has made it clear that he is fully prepared for the biggest fight of his career. He is focused on a true legacy-defining showdown, not the type of celebrity exhibition matches that have become associated with Mayweather in recent years. In Crawford's view, there is no longer anything left to discuss. As far as he is concerned, the argument has already been settled.
You think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me?
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? That's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah. They pay you a lot of money probably for taking the risk. And some older fighters want to test themselves and see if they still got it. And it's a business. Everybody know what we doing it for. Right. We like pit bulls. You see a pit bull. They got their.
Terence Crawford's recent victory over Canelo Alvarez was much more than just a typical win. He entered the ring as the underdog, but he left as a true master who had successfully conquered yet another weight class. The fight was a display of high-level boxing skills, a tough, smart performance that left everyone watching absolutely stunned.
Floyd was the B-side, and, he beat De La Hoya, and then he started rising.
The most shocking part of the night didn't even happen because of a punch. It actually happened when a beaten Canelo sat down for the post-fight press conference. The entire room went completely quiet. In just one sentence, Canelo did something nobody expected. He stood up to the man who everyone thought was impossible to challenge.
Yeah, we're working. We're working. On a holiday where I blow a lot. Getting in. Let's get it. One of the greats do what we got to do.
Did you watch the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight?
Yeah, I did.
Whoo, talk about slick. Oh my goodness. Who's ever done that? Who's ever jumped up 2 weight classes like that? It's crazy.
Scary.
He's so clever, and it got to the point where he got so comfortable, he's like pit-patting him, and then like, what? And you're watching, like, this is amazing.
Like, that's history, obviously. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
greatest of all time, and do what you did. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Right away, a massive debate broke out everywhere. Fans, experts, and other boxers started sharing their views, turning social media into a total war zone of conflicting opinions. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. Was Crawford's aggressive style and ability to switch stances actually better than the defensive perfection Floyd Mayweather was famous for?
I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
At one particular time, I did talk about, I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but
what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works.
You're
for me.
eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has his problem getting the other welterweights in the ring.
This public statement eventually reached the ears of the man who is known as the gold standard of perfection. Yet his first reaction to it seemed surprisingly calm.
Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was a more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Corrales, and that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night.
When reporters asked Floyd Mayweather about the Crawford versus Canelo fight, he kept his response short and brushed it off. He simply said it was good for the sport, fun to watch, and that the better fighter walked away with the win. He completely dodged questions about whether Canelo was past his prime at 35, answering with a relaxed, "Oh, I don't know." He pointed out that boxing takes a heavy toll on the body over time. It was vintage Mayweather managing the conversation by acting like he was completely above the drama.
Put on the show. One thing about me, I've heard it all. When I say heard it all, I mean, been around the world, competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics, whether it was the Cubans, I competed against the best. No matter Mexico, the pedigree of the Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable, but I competed against the best. My Uncle Roger Mayweather, you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he's an unbelievable fighter. My Uncle Roger fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. And it's always about competing and going up against the best. So Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
Even after walking away from professional boxing back in 2017, he still looms over the sport like a ghost.
That Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough. Floyd's not a bad man. But there was domination inside that ring we saw this week.
Even his name is always in the news. Whether he's talking about a big money exhibition match against a legend like Mike Tyson, dealing with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, or just showing up in public and starting new rumors, he knows exactly how to stay in the spotlight. He is like a ghost who still casts a bigger shadow over the boxing world than anyone else.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras.
Yet under that calm managed surface, the constant comparisons to Crawford clearly bothered him. And out of the public eye, a much more intense situation was starting to brew.
Who do you think are the top 5 boxers
of all time? There's no disrespect to Floyd. I love Floyd.
No, I feel like.
But how am I gonna put down a person as the greatest person in the world that I competed against and felt that the world felt that if anything, it could have been a loss. I mean, he knew going toe to toe with me early that was career suicide. He like, I'm not going toe to toe with this. Floyd's not on my list.
Okay, so had you not fought Floyd,
I'm pretty sure I'm not on his list either. I'm pretty sure, right? But I'm just saying, like, as I'm a kid from boxing, I came in the same era with Floyd, so he wouldn't be my idol. The people that I name are legends. These are people that I idolize, that paved the way for myself. Mike Tyson's career was phenomenal. Pernell Whitaker's career was phenomenal. Marvin Hagler's career was phenomenal. Sugar Ray Robinson's career is, come on, man. Like, yeah, Floyd is great. He's just not one of my top 5 favorites.
The silence didn't last long, though. Everything changed when rumors started spreading online about some secret sparring footage involving both Crawford and Mayweather. The details were never fully clear, but the message behind the talk was unmistakable. These two icons had actually faced off in the ring at some point behind locked doors, far away from any cameras or reporters.
Former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. How am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you're retired?
But have I ever been beat? I already forgot who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Brian Kenny, a guy who's never laced up gloves a day in his life. We already know what I can generate, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
Terence Crawford, a fighter who values his privacy and focus above all else, was reportedly furious about the leak. He was deeply frustrated that what was meant to be a quiet private training session had been dragged into the public eye for everyone to pick apart.
Floyd Mayweather beat down or one-sided win was much more of a paint job than what Crawford put together. Terence knows the language of the street as well as any other fighter. It's a very hard fight to pick, and I think it would depend on at what moment in Mayweather's career and at what moment in Crawford's career are we talking about that taking place. Obviously, we just saw what would appear to be the showcase Terence Crawford performance. Would you call Corrales the showcase Floyd Mayweather performance? Would you call Pacquiao the showcase Floyd Mayweather performance? I mean, where would you place that marker? Because I believe Floyd became a little bit more of a banker and was a little bit more conservative as he went.
The situation took a serious turn for the wise when news surfaced that Mayweather, feeling the heat from all the public chatter, struck back with a bold private comment that somehow leaked out to everyone. This was no longer just a simple debate among fans. It had officially turned personal.
When you lose, the promoters don't want nothing to deal with you. That it's all about money. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when you look at
the most fascinating part of this story is the internal struggle Crawford is clearly dealing with. In several interviews, he has always called Mayweather the greatest of all time, openly admitting how much Floyd did to clear the path for fighters in his. Yet at the same time, he has spoken about how incredibly frustrating it is to have the public and the media constantly pushing him to put down Mayweather's legacy just so he can build. This warning was much more than just a challenge. It was a breaking point for a man who was fed up with being backed into a corner. The final straw happened when Crawford addressed the whole situation directly while live on the air.
We done seen Crawford on his have his best performance that he has ever had, versus Canelo. So it's like whenever you try to compare Floyd's performance versus Crawford's performance, me personally, I believe that Crawford did a lot more. But if they both were to fight each other, if you would have put Floyd in his prime versus Crawford in his prime, who would y'all pick? For me personally, it would be so hard because I feel like they fight very similar but very different.
It was outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I already knew it was going to happen. But I thought he was going to stop him in the 8th or 10th round. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Once again, man, what is it about the guy? What is it about Terence? Every time somebody thinks that he's reached a plateau, he steps it up higher. As soon as the ante goes up, as soon as the challenge goes up, he goes up.
That training.
He didn't just brush the rumors aside. He delivered a very clear message with ice-cold confidence. This wasn't just idle talk anymore. It was a direct challenge from a fighter who believes he is the best in the world, motivated by a mindset built on rock-solid self-belief and a fierce drive to carve out his own unique legacy.
Everybody want to see you lose because they want you to feel like you more human. They don't want you to be, you know, superior to.
Terence Crawford has never had any interest in living in someone else's shadow. While he has always been respectful of what Mayweather achieved, he has been just as clear about his own position. He has said Floyd was the greatest of his era and I'm the greatest of my era. There's no reason to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me. This isn't about being arrogant. It is simply a reflection of a journey he built for himself. No one ever handed Terence Crawford a golden ticket. As one expert put it, nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford. He took it. His whole career shows the mindset of someone who constantly overachieves a drive that was forged on the tough streets of Omaha, Nebraska.
Never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. Do I, in a fight, I probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? It's 100%.
He's the first to admit it, often saying in interviews that he was never the most gifted fighter in the room. He saw others who were naturally more talented, but he made a famed decision that he would never be outworked by anyone. This belief that non-stop intense dedication can beat raw talent is the main engine driving his success.
Just hypothetically speaking, just looking at, you know, two fighters, you got Floyd and you got Crawford in their prime. Who you picking?
Can we all give an opinion on that?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah, I got an opinion on that too.
Coach, what you think?
I'm listening to you, Rep.
Floyd versus a prime Mayweather. We can go Pretty Boy. We can go Money May versus Terence Crawford in his prime. Who we got?
I think Money May would have shut Crawford down. He would have bored him to sleep like he do these fighters.
Yeah.
He would have jabbed him, hooked him, just sticking in the body. You know what I'm saying? And then when the fighters swing back, Floyd nowhere to be found. So mentally, they're draining.
Yeah.
And about the 6th or 7th round, that's when you start picking up, putting the combination together.
His resilience is the stuff of legend. Best shown by the unbelievable story of the time he was shot in the back of the head during an argument and still managed to drive himself to the hospital. He survived, and he brings that same unbreakable spirit into the ring. He takes every bit of criticism and every doubt his voice and uses it as fuel. His fighting style is a frightening mix of skill and aggression. He is a master at switching stances, moving back and forth between orthodox and southpaw so smoothly that he constantly confuses and breaks down his opponents. His reflexes are incredibly fast. His counterpunching is destructive, and his jab, as the legendary Mike Tyson noted during the Spence fight, is like a battering ram.
Mental is different because, Floyd's just different. I feel like, he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close, 2, 3, and not by far. So, it's just it's a little bit different things that Floyd does, and Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him. And it's just certain things that he does that, that's real tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose and so I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. It's just veteran stuff, just veteran all-time type stuff that he was doing there. Basically, he by far, I feel like he's the best. He's the best man.
Problem with Bud's career, right? It bloomed kind of late. I find Bud to be as defensively sound as I've ever seen a fighter. He can find you. There's nowhere to hide with him.
Like Floyd, he has such control over the terms in there. It's just
this relentless drive to dominate. However, often puts him at odds with a boxing world still grappling with the ghost of Mayweather's perfection. The impact of Floyd Mayweather's perfect 50 record cannot be overstated. It created a widespread obsession with the zero. As Crawford himself has explained, the rise of social media means that a single loss can lead to a fighter being brutally torn apart online. This fear encourages fighters to pick and choose opponents, protecting their records over testing their greatness. For Crawford, who actively seeks out the toughest challenges, this has created a strange paradox. For years, as he cleaned out the 140 and 147 pounds divisions, The primary criticism was that he was fighting nobodies. Yet, when he finally secured marquee fights and dominated them, a new wave of false narratives immediately followed. When he dismantled Errol Spence Jr., critics claimed Spence was weight-drained. When he beat Canelo, whispers began that Canelo was washed up. The most vicious attacks, however, have been the baseless accusations regarding performance-enhancing drugs. Crawford has lashed out at these claims, defending his integrity and publicly demanding year-round 24/7 random drug testing for himself and his opponents. This constant need to defend his greatness against shifting goalposts has forged an unbreakable mental toughness. He absorbs the negativity and uses it to sharpen his focus. But this very dynamic, the new king constantly being measured against the old, may be the one thing that could lure Mayweather out of retirement. The speculation surrounding a professional Mayweather comeback has always simmered, but the Crawford situation has brought it to a boil. Could Floyd Mayweather, a man who has meticulously protected his 50 record, really risk it all against a prime pound-for-pound killer like Terence Crawford? The answer may lie in Mayweather's most famous trait, his legendary ego. He has never tolerated the idea of anyone